Hello and welcome to the Art of Selling Online Courses. We're here to share winning strategies and secret hacks from top performers in the online course industry. My name's John Ainsworth and today's guest is Monica Badu. Monica is our chief copywriter. She has made our clients in 2023 alone over $3 million. She is, if you're just listening, she's dancing right now. She specializes in sales copywriting for online course creators who don't want to be salesy and spammy and annoy their subscribers, but who want to provide value and make sales at the same time. Today, we're going to be talking about Black Friday offers, discounts and emails, how you stand out in a crowded inbox. In 2023, we made our clients $400,000 in Black Friday promotions. We're going to talk about how we did that, how we made sure that their subscribers got great value out of getting those emails at the same time as making all of that money, and what you can do too. Now, before we start learning from Monica, I've got something important to share with you. Do you want me to talk you through the 8 steps that can add tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars to your course sales every month? If you do, go to datadrivenmarketing.co/webinar. You'll be able to watch the recording of a live presentation I gave to a group of fellow course creators. So this is a presentation I've honed over the years, and I cover these 8 techniques that we use to 2 to 5 times our clients' revenue. So you're going to discover, for example, the number one thing you need to do if you want to see your course sales increase. It's a habit that if you implement it, sales are likely to jump 50% or more in 1 month and stay there month after month. You're going to learn the easiest way to get twice as many premium level course buyers as you have right now. I've had people come up to me who've seen this presentation and implemented one of the techniques, and they've made tens of thousands of dollars just from one of those techniques. If you want to see all 8 techniques, all the silly, funny stories that I've got in there, the whole presentation that goes with it, it's quite fast paced. It's like 40 minutes. Go to datadrivenmarketing.co/webinar and sign up to watch the presentation. And now, Monica, welcome to the show.
Great to be back. That's my opening line.
Is it? Great to be back. You do say that quite a lot. You're right, yeah.
Well, I could have started. Is that webinar the one where you make bad jokes? But
They're all the things I do where I make bad jokes, according to you. Monica's daughter was ill recently, and I messaged her and said, like, what would you like? And she's like, I would like some flowers and some bad John jokes. And I was like, well, there are no bad John jokes. There's only good ones. But I'll send you some flowers, you know.
that was very, very appreciated. And even bad jokes generate laughs. So,
All right, Black Friday. Let's get into it.
cool.
Let's start off with the offer. Because if you don't know, marketing really starts with the offer. That's actually the initial thing before you get into any of the sales pages, the emails, what have you. What is it you're actually going to offer to your audience? So what makes a good Black Friday offer?
Before I answer that, I would even say that that's where most people get Black Friday wrong.
Okay.
They mess up their offer. So a good Black Friday offer needs to be, let's say, 3 things. So 1, it needs to be popular, which means you have sold it before and it's something that you know your audience wants. So there is demand for it. You have social proof, like testimonials, you have case studies. You know people want it. You're not inventing something new just for Black Friday. It's not where you want to test a new offer. Second of it, you need an offer that actually provides value for the price. So if you're just gonna, I'll sell you 3 ebooks that are vague and not really useful for $970. That's not the way to provide value. You need to remember that Black Friday is about how much stuff, how much value I can get for what kind of savings. And then this leads into the third thing, which is your offer needs to be a no-brainer. Like the offer is irresistible. In terms of when you compare what I'm paying for what I'm getting, that needs to be a no-brainer. That's like the 3 things that makes a really good Black Friday offer in terms
Like
of
a Godfather offer. She's doing the Italian hand gesture at the moment. I have to translate Monica into audio for everybody
I
listening
love
just
that.
to the podcast.
I love
But a
that.
Godfather offer is an offer that you can't refuse. It's one that's like, in the Godfather, it's kind of a joke because in the Godfather they're like making an offer where they're like, if you don't do this, we're going to kill you. We're not doing that, right? But we're making an offer. It's like so good that they can't refuse it. That they're like, oh my god, I must get that thing.
So this speaks to the mindset that your audience is in during Black Friday. So if during any other month you're not competing with every other brand in the world for the same budget, the same attention, the same audience, during Black Friday, it's fair game. Which means that you need to really understand the psychology of what's happening. And they're not about, oh my God, look at, I love how this person sounds or whatever. I would love to give this a try. No, they're in a really practical state of mind, which means what am I required to invest and what am I getting out of it? They're not going to stay and ponder, they're not going to look that much for like reviews and comparisons. By the point of Black Friday, they already know what they want to buy, at least in terms like general terms, and they already know what are the brands that they want to buy from. So if you hit all those three things, it's going to be a no-brainer for them, which is what you want them to do. Because the more time they spend thinking about your offer, the less there is a chance that they're actually going to buy from you during Black Friday. Because
Okay,
there's so
cool.
much stuff coming at them.
So Black Friday is different to the rest of the year in that we're particularly focused on people who already know they're looking for a deal. They're already looking for like something to buy. They already know what topic they're interested in getting courses about, and they know what they know who they're interested in buying from. And you might be one of one or two or three people, or they might be like, oh, if it's not good enough, I'll just spend that money on a new camera or whatever else instead, right? And they won't get any course at all. So therefore, it needs to be much more practical than maybe some of the rest of the year. We have to have a product that's popular and proven by demand. We have to provide actual value for the price, and it has to be an irresistible offer. Now, a lot of people just sell everything. They have all of their products on sale, a heavy discount on Black Friday. Good idea, bad idea?
Could work. I don't see why it couldn't work. In general, the more options you give people, the more difficult it's going to be for them to decide.
Yeah.
What we've done in the past is we've committed Black Friday to a bundle or a big offer. And we focus the emails on talking about one problem, one aspect of it, instead of like every day just telling them about the same thing. You have 50% off everything in my shop. And then
Yeah.
we kept the, site-wide sale for Cyber Monday. And last year it did very well, very well.
Nice. Yeah. So that's what I'd recommend is don't promote just everything, because then it doesn't allow you to actually talk about why should you get this thing and really like actually have a good email sequence around it. And the second thing is, it's like if everything goes on sale for the whole week, then there's a bit of a training your audience to wait until that happens before they buy it. Go on.
Why do you think people are doing it for the whole week?
Oh, you mean
We-
people are just doing it for one day? We do it for the whole week. Most people are doing it for a day, you think?
I think most people are doing for maybe 48 hours, but
Okay.
the majority of people, I think, is just like one day. I think it's because they just don't want to be associated with Black Friday discounts, whatever. But yeah, we do it for 1 week. And even that for people sounds like it's too much. But that gives you the opportunity to stand out from the crowd. Then you don't have to do all those sales emails. You can deliver value in those emails because you have more time and more of your audience's attention to do so.
So give me some examples of what kinds of things you could have as the offer, as the product that's getting sold.
So you could have like bundles, maybe 3, 4, 5 of your maybe best courses. And you don't have to give like a huge discount if you combine your most popular courses. You could have very specific bundles on a specific problem. Lose weight with tomatoes, I don't know. And then you have three courses that teach you, I don't know, how to grow organic tomatoes that really help you to lose weight, how to cook with tomatoes, recipes that are low in calories, and then I know how to exercise with tomatoes. But
All right, slight tangent, right? So there was this woman I found. She was on this site. I can't remember. There was this site or this forum or something like that about losing weight by eating 33 bananas a day, and she said she
I don't think
said
that's healthy.
how she didn't want to tell any of her colleagues at work about the fact that she was doing this because they always thought that she was on some crazy fad diet, and they wouldn't understand how this one was a really good idea. And I was like, oh my God. You don't even know that you're on a crazy fad diet. You're eating 33 bananas a day and you don't realize that you're on a crazy fad diet.
I think the maximum you could, in a healthy perspective, I think the maximum you could eat is like 2 bananas per day. I think that's the medical recommendation. Wow. Okay, so
Back to the main topic.
back to the main topic. Not the best topic, like not the best example, but whatever. You get the idea. All of those three things must have been sold before because you don't have the time to prove a new offer now. And we've tested this before. So we're speaking from experience. I'm speaking from experience. And yeah, the course creator was like, this is going to work. This is 100% something that people definitely want. They didn't. And we lost a really good opportunity to have one of the best months throughout the year because that's what Black Friday does. So, bundles. Three things. They have to be proven. They have to be interesting for your audience. Ideally, you can combine one of your popular courses with two of your less popular courses because that way you have like a really big stellar seller. And then you have two other things that can help you increase the value of what they can actually buy. I wanted to say something else about the bundle. Oh, yes. The stellar, like the baller offer in your bundle should be one of the courses that I have seen throughout the year. Because the idea with Black Friday is that people are selling for stuff they want but don't buy throughout the year because they don't justify the price. But then Black Friday discounts come in and bundles and they reduce that obstacle they have. And it's like, oh yes, finally this is on sale. And what's very interesting is that this starts like really from September. They are already, people who want to buy from you, they are already making their purchase list. And look at your personal experience and you'll see that what I'm saying is actually real because I'm doing this and I'm waiting for Black Friday to buy stuff that I can't justify financially throughout the year because I know it's going to be on sale for Black Friday. I'm going to buy it. Okay. The other one is like a really popular course.
Yeah.
I don't know, could be your core offer if you want. I know a lot of people struggle with this idea because it's like, but I don't want to give it for Black Friday. It's not about that. It's really not about that. It's not about you. It's about what you can deliver to your audience and what your audience wants. Because you can say, okay, I'm not going to do Black Friday this year for whatever reasons. That doesn't mean more people are going to buy the next time you're going to offer that course. You're still going to have the same objections because this is the reality we're living in. People are very aware of, what they want. And they know that if they don't get it from you, they can get it from some other place, a competitor. So you have to remember that as you object to the whole Black Friday thing. Again, it's not you, people feel like they're devaluing their brand if they do Black Friday. It's not about you, it's about your audience. If your audience wants it, you have to give it to them. But you can do it in a way that feels good to yourself as well. So really big courses, they do really great on Black Friday. The discount doesn't have to be 75% off. If that's not something you're comfortable with, perfectly fine. Give it for 25% off. Again, still a good deal for your audience. And if you've done a really good job communicating with your audience throughout the year and promoting, making the offer visible, the course visible throughout the year, you're going to see some really good results. It's what we see each year. And I'm always surprised by the results. I have to be honest. It's one of our clients last year made 200K from Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I think slightly over 200K. And I was amazed because the discount wasn't that big. It was I don't know, I was amazed by the results. That's just
Well, let's hit on that then. How big of a discount do you need to have? Like, what's any recommendations about that?
So what we usually say is that Black Friday should be the biggest discount you're offering on that specific course. So if you offered before for 15%, offer it for 20% for Black Friday. But you have to remember that people are in for what am I saving versus what am I getting. So the bigger the discount and the bigger the value, the perceived value, the more appealing is what you're offering for Black Friday. And they're looking for a bargain. I mean, that's the whole thing. This whole event is a sales event.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the mindset people are in. And I mean, there's no point in doing a Black Friday that isn't a Black Friday. I mean, if there's no difference between what you do for Black Friday versus what you do in June, why would I get it from you while there's so much competition during Black Friday? I mean, why do it? Why bother?
So you've got all this stuff, like you're just saying, going on around Black Friday, right? Everybody's offering discounts. What's some ways to stand out while all that's happening?
This is my favorite part.
All right.
So for a while, we had the group coaching program, and I would start talking about Black Friday in August, maybe like first week of September, and everyone was looking at me like I was insane. And obviously, everyone was sending their copy for review, their Black Friday campaigns with like 1 week before Black Friday. Mm-hmm. But the idea with Black Friday, and this is something that people really need to understand, if you want a good Black Friday, the strategy starts in early September, which means you're testing the offer, you're collecting testimonials, you're figuring out, okay, what's the best deal we can offer, how do we do it, and then that gives you enough time to re-engage your email list. Like, you should do that anyways, twice a year. But before any major launch or promotion, you should re-engage your email list, and you should definitely do it before Black Friday, because that's when the competition is super high in the inbox. And we talk about deliverability and how to stand out in a crowded inbox. It was an episode with Adrian Savage or Savage. I'm so ashamed that I still can't remember how to pronounce his name.
It's episode 43, and Monica interviewed, we're going to say Savage because that's awesome last name. Stay out of the spam folder with Adrian Savage.
Yes, and he's great, and he explains why, like all the good reasons why you should re-engage your email list ahead of Black Friday, because that gives you a chance to stand out from the crowd. People who are not doing it, they're not gonna have just good enough results, because there's gonna be less people seeing your emails. They're not gonna hit the inbox for Black Friday if you normally get into the spam or the promotional folder and you want the inbox for Black Friday. So re-engagement is you're gonna give your audience a chance to reconnect with you, to engage with your content, to stay on your email list. You're gonna clear out all spam complaints. You're gonna figure out if you've been marked as spam, clean up your IP and all of that stuff. That's majorly important. That's a campaign that maybe lasts like 2 weeks in terms of technical setup, copy-wise, getting the data back. Then you're going to start to engage. So somewhere between the second half of October up to let's say November 15th, something like that, you need to deliver value. You need to send emails that get opened, that get clicked, that get people to remember who you are, why you're in their inbox, and what's the kind of value they can get from you. You can share videos, you can share tutorials, You can ask them, get surveys, do live events if you want, get them to join and connect with you, because all of that builds rapport and builds familiarity. So when Black Friday comes and they're looking in their inbox and they see, I don't know, 100 different emails in just one day, the brands and the names that are gonna pop up are those that are familiar, which means if you've done the engagement part, you're gonna be top of mind. And that's an awesome thing to do. The second part related to engagement is that you are exposing them to what you do, meaning you're kind of teasing your offers. And again, September, October, and November are kind of really good for teasing exactly that. One of the strategies we tested last year with one of our group coaching students was they offered a free trial for $1 during 7 days I think in the first few days of November. And we decided to do that because they were gonna sell their premium offer during Black Friday. But it's hard to sell something that people haven't tested or haven't seen before. And when it comes to memberships, where you have collected so much content, how many emails can you actually send to explain how much value there is in it? So you convert people to a $1 trial, and then when Black Friday comes, that trial would have expired, but you're there with a Black Friday discount that gets them into an annual plan. And if they've tested that before, they know the value, they know the quality. It's a lot easier to sell something during Black Friday if they've already been exposed to it. And it's the same with courses. You can give them free lesson previews. You can say something. So during the autumn, our students struggle with this problem, which is why one of the modules in our most popular course tackles this specific situation. And today we thought it would be an awesome gift to share with you one of our best lessons. Take it here. It's a free try. It's a free preview. You don't even have to sign up, whatever. That gives people a sample of what you're offering. The other element of engagement is building social proof, which means you need the testimonials. This is an ideal time to share case studies. To here's our students. Today we're celebrating John. He has 1 year with us, and here's what he's saying. And all of that, again, builds rapport, builds trust, makes people want your stuff, makes them curious about your stuff. And another one is teasing. At some point in November, you should tell people you're going to have a Black Friday sale. Last year, this is concerning for me. Last year, I've seen brands teasing their Black Friday offers from October. And I'm someone who's against consumerism, so I feel like it's what are we gonna do Black Friday in August in 10 years from now? It feels off. But in early November, you should have one email that says, hey, we're gonna run Black Friday. It's gonna start, November 20th. What that tells people is that they can be prepared to shop from you during Black Friday, which means they're gonna set aside a mental note. John's gonna have a sale. So if I really want what he has and I'm curious about it, then I'm gonna wait for his Black Friday to come out as well. Some people even go as far as saying, this course is gonna be on sale. It's gonna be our biggest discount yet. Click here to make sure you're gonna be on the VIP list. Or if you're really impatient and want this fast, reply now and we're gonna give you the link to the sales page that's gonna become available on that date. And that also helps with your engagement. Okay. The other one I'm gonna mention right now is being disruptive. So when everybody talks about urgency and Black Friday, and that's all the emails you're gonna have in your inbox, try to go the other way. 2 years ago, one of the Thanksgiving emails I received was just I think it was 50 turkey emojis. That's an example of being disruptive.
Is it a good example?
For me, it worked. I mean, I opened it, I bought from it because it really spoke to me, but it kind of depends on your audience. So when everybody goes one direction, figure out how can I go the other direction with a message that resonates to my audience. I mean, something I do during Black Friday, I actually tell them, today's gonna be a horrible day for you. You're gonna be in choice overwhelm. There's gonna be so much stuff screaming at you, pick me. And your fear of missing out is gonna be triggered by these amazing discounts. So how do you choose? Well, you just answer this question. What is actually important for me right now? And that way you're being disruptive. You're not doing what everybody else is doing, which says Black Friday is now live, go buy it now because you're never going to get this discount again.
Cool. Okay. So nurture your audience first in the build up and the weeks beforehand. Engage them. Be disruptive. All right. Cool. This sounds like a plan.
I do have one more thing to say.
One more. All right, hit us.
So a lot of people, they only focus on non-buyers. But the easiest segment you can convert is your former buyers or current monthly members or annual members. And it's really interesting because personally, I expect it. So if I bought from you, I kind of see it as a courtesy that you create an offer that brings me back in, right? It feels like you're thinking about me as well. And because I bought, I have, something special with you. So think about creating an offer for your previous buyers. It's really a really, really, really easy way to get sales during Black Friday. You don't have to push that much because they've already bought from you. And if they've had a good experience, you don't need to sell them that much the offer. It could just be an invitation and tell them, hey, you've been with us for whatever. You can have an automated tag in there. Or because you've bought before from us or because you're a student, we wanted to do something special for you this Black Friday. And here's what we're doing. It's simple, it's easy, and it's effective.
Nice. All right, cool. So, we've got Black Friday going on. We're there, we've nurtured, we've engaged, we want to be disruptive. How do we do that? How do we actually be disruptive in the messaging?
Always go back to the customer avatar research. And I've said this so many times. I have to
Is that why you're singing it this time?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not boring and people don't really know. Obviously, you have to do some research. So something I do is I have an inbox that probably has like 40K unread messages. And that's my swipe files inbox. For every client, I sign up for their competitors. And if I do it a couple of months before, maybe 1 year before, if it's a long-term relationship, this means that the next time we run Black Friday, I see their emails from last year. And I can research them. So what are they talking about? If 90% of them say the same thing, Black Friday is live, go buy it now, then it's easy for me to be disruptive and say something like, maybe this is the best email you're going to read today. Do you really, I don't know, is this something you can afford to miss? We've never done this before. This is so good, you're going to want to marry it. I mean, this is an example of being disruptive, and you can run with it throughout the whole promotion, even in the last day. Because during the last day, everybody says the same thing. Oh no, Black Friday discount or offer expires tonight. Don't miss out. And then you can just say something like, I'm not yelling, but it's important. Open before midnight. This is a choice only you can make. I'm sorry it's come to this. So you can play around with messaging that sets you apart from the crowd. Because that's what's easy to spot, right? You spot what's different when you go into your inbox.
Okay, cool. So that's about the subject line. What about the email itself?
Ooh. So if you've used the offer before, let's say you've done 2 or 3 email promotions before, you can look at the best performing emails in terms of open rate, click-through rate, and revenue generated, and you can recycle those into your Black Friday promotion. Obviously, making the necessary tweaks to tell them it's Black Friday. What I usually do to make it disruptive is when everybody talks about, basically everybody talks about savings and features. It's as simple as that. You can talk about the social proof, you can talk about the method, you can talk about why it logically makes sense. Because the way we do it is we start the Monday of the week of Black Friday, which means we have 7 emails to deliver our offer, to deliver our sales page. And because we have warm-up emails before this, we're warming people up to this. A really good angle to be disruptive in your content is to just focus on one outcome that they can achieve if they get your Black Friday offer and they implement, I don't know, by the end of the year or by the holidays or by the end of Q1 next year. So that's a really simple, neat way, really focused on value, that you can use your Black Friday pitch to, set yourself apart from the crowd. And not many people are using it.
Okay. So we've chosen an offer that is popular and proven by demand, provides actual value, and is an irresistible offer. Could be a bundle, could be a popular course with a one-time discount. Doesn't have to be a big discount, but should be bigger than the rest of the year so that it fits. It is a Black Friday one. We want to nurture the audience in advance, engage them, be disruptive, and we want to have something for previous buyers. We want to be disruptive in the messaging, so we want to have a different subject line to what everybody else has got. We want to have different emails to what everybody else has got. Maybe we're going to focus on what they could achieve in the next few months. Maybe we're going to tell stories where everybody else is just talking about features and benefits. Something different, right? We're going to focus on a different angle. Maybe we're going to use previous emails from a different campaign and just tweak it to be for Black Friday. What is the frequency for sending out these emails? You've mentioned so far it's like over a whole week. We've kind of talked about that a little bit, but how does that work?
So if you do your re-engagement, if you do your engagement series, if you've set yourself a reputation for delivering valuable content throughout the year, then you can send emails every day. But, and this is where lots of people get Black Friday wrong, and I think this is why they're actually sending like emails only during Black Friday. You don't have to be salesy in those emails. I mean, you can be more salesy than the previous promotions, but you can still use the same approach to delivering value over pressure. You can make it more practical because, again, it has to be like a no-brainer situation because Black Friday, so you need to remove the overwhelm. But it's 1 email per day. And the reason we're doing that is that we can create journeys. So we know that majority of people, they're not going to buy until the end of the promotion, which means there's a really good chance you're going to see at least the emails in their inbox. Maybe they're not going to open all of them, but they're going to see them, right? Which means you are tapping into that familiarity pattern I was talking before. They're seeing the topics, the subject lines, they kind of hint about the theme. They kind of know what you're all about. So when Black Friday hits, they've already had some experiences with you. So doing it every day in that week helps you stand out from the crowd because you're being disruptive, you're delivering value, and I've talked about that in so many podcast episodes before. And if you have a really good offer with a good discount, I mean, this is it. You're standing out from the crowd. This is what you need to be doing. You can do it for a shorter time period. I think your copywriter is going to be happy about that for sure. But you have to remember that during that week, especially on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and maybe Saturday after Black Friday, you're competing with millions of brands. Millions of brands. It's very hard to win against that kind of a competition if you don't strategize ahead of time and if you don't use your opportunities to do so.
Nice. All right, cool. So figure out an offer that is popular and proven by demand, provides actual value, irresistible offer, bundles, maybe popular course with a one-time discount. Have a bigger discount than normal, but it doesn't have to be massive. Nurture your audience in advance, engage them, be disruptive, segment them and have something different for non-buyers. Be disruptive in your messaging, so have different kind of subject lines than everybody else, have different emails than everybody else, providing more value, and send one email a day, probably starting on like the Monday before Black Friday. Boom! Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Go implement this. Have your best Black Friday ever, and then email me and tell me about it. John, John, at datadrivenmarketing.co. If you want to get more episodes like this and you found this useful, then hit subscribe wherever you listen to it. And remember to go check out that webinar. I told you about the webinar. It gives you the overall framework for everything that we do with our clients. It's datadrivenmarketing.co/webinar. Thanks so much for listening in today. Really appreciate your time. Oh no, Monica's got another tip. She's going to say something else.
I want to add something. So if you're going to do Black Friday, watch that webinar now because it's going to help you increase your average order value before Black Friday. Because what we didn't mention, and I forgot, it's not the front end offer that makes you money. It's what happens on the checkout with the order bomb. It's what happens on the upsell. So that's a really big secret to having a profitable, very profitable Black Friday.
All right, go check out the webinar. datadrivenmarketing.co/webinar gives you the whole framework, everything that we do with all of our clients, how we make people 5 times, 10 times their revenue. Thanks so much for listening. Monica, thanks so much for coming on.